Now we should be live. Just give me a second to get everything set up. Alright, we're good. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another NFC Performance Racing League. This time we bring you the Xfinity Series from Las Vegas. Up here in the booth, you got yours truly, Mr. Slick NASCAR. Joining me this evening, we got two great, wonderful guys joining me up in the booth. We got Sharp. How are you doing, bud?
Doing great. Ready to call this second playoff race in the Xfinity Series. Should be a good one.
Yeah, should be a good one here. And Truck Series driver just finished up getting a top 3 yesterday at New Hampshire. Mr. Shake and Bake. Shake, how are you doing on this Thursday evening?
Pretty good. Looking forward to a fun Xfinity race at Vegas. Should be fun, and hopefully we'll see some 3-wide action.
Yeah, indeed. Since we are a bit late, we can't go over much, but I guess we can kind of recap what happened last week. So there was a little bit of controversy between the 10 and the 22. The 10 got the win in Always Eric, but ended up later getting a penalty, which ended up voiding the win. So, I guess I will pose the question: How does this affect the 10? Obviously, now since he's not being locked in.
Well, I mean, it's still wide open. I mean, obviously, had he won this race, he's locked into the championship 4. He has nothing to worry about over the next, the 3 remaining racetracks. But now, 4 spots still up for grabs. You have 10 drivers who are more than capable of getting the job done. And looking at the point standings, big shakeup. Now you got Kenny 14 good to the cut line, and Speed Racer, who's been a points leader for the majority of the season. Now he's 1 below the cut line, which, in all retrospect, is not that big of a deal. But considering all the momentum he had built up during the beginning of the season, the first playoff race was definitely not what he was looking for to get started. So he's going to be looking for a big rebound at a track he's long considered not to be one of his best. So we have to see just who's able to take advantage of that missed opportunity for Eric after that critical mistake he made.
Yeah, indeed. Speed went into last week above the cut line, but did not have the best of races, and now sits 1 below. So, Shake, with Speed and I guess a bunch of other guys being below, is there really anyone you have an eye on below that cut line?
I'm not gonna be biased here, but I'm gonna look at 9 of McCard. He's pretty good on these 1.5 miles. I think he likes Vegas. It's one of his better 1.5 miles, I believe. He's just gotta stay consistent, not get in any trouble, and just be there at the end. Just a solid point stay. I believe we'll just get him above, and maybe a little comfortable lead over the cut line, but maybe we can see him win here tonight.
Yeah, McCart has been... He's had somewhat of an up and down year. He's had good, bad races, but only 4 back, that's really nothing if you look at the... I mean, JoJo's only +1, and Killer's only +2, and Eric +3, so really after Kenny, it kind of narrows down to just everybody else. Like, I mean, even you look at a guy like Hendrick. I mean, Hendrick has said that Vegas is one of his better tracks, so Sharp, I mean, do you think Hendrick can somehow pull off an upset win here and lock himself into a Final 4 spot?
Well, Hendrick has been a very consistent driver within the Xfinity Series, and whenever they come to a track where they feel extremely confident in their ability to get the job done, then you definitely have to keep an eye on them throughout the entirety of the race. 3 and 4, 2-lane portion of the track. You can make 1 and 2 work on the high line, but it is somewhat of a bottom-feeding racetrack unless you got a good handling car throughout the entirety of the track. So it'll be interesting to see how these drivers run this, this 1.5 mile track. Hendrick is definitely somebody capable of doing it. I do have my eye on JoJo tonight. He ran runner-up for pretty much the entirety of the race last season, even though it came down to fuel mileage and tires at the end. He was second best to Heredia throughout the entirety of the night. I think he may be one of the clear-cut favorites for this race tonight.
Yeah, indeed. JoJo is a very solid pick. I mean, ran up front most of the race until Riley hit a glitch or hit the wall glitch in 4 at New Hampshire and got JoJo involved, and he ended up, I believe, finishing outside the top 10. But Shake, I guess we'll go with our pick. Shake, who is your pick to win here at Vegas?
I kind of said it earlier today. I'm gonna go with the 9 of McCard. I think he can get it done. Lock himself into Homestead and ultimately get his first win of the season. It's been a long time coming, honestly.
Yeah, that is a very nice pick there. This is tough. I think I'm gonna go with JoJo. I mean, like you said, Sharp, earlier. I mean, he's ran runner-up here last season, ran good last week until a late race incident probably could have cost him a second or maybe even a win. So I'm gonna go with JoJo here to win at Vegas.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo that pick as well. I mean, JoJo has been strong throughout the entirety of the season, and I mean, he's been building a momentum toward these playoffs here. 1 point to the good right now, and I definitely think this is a track he can take advantage of tonight. So I believe he gets it done tonight.
Yeah, as I guess before we start, we'll go over the playoff standings. So Kenny sits plus 14 above, Eric plus 3, Killer plus 2, JoJo plus 1. So we didn't really talk about him. He sits above right now. I mean, Killer. How about Killer last week? He was below the cut line, and he gained a lot of points. So, Shake, how do you think Killer's going to do? Do you think he maintains being in the Final Four, or does somebody knock him out?
Yeah, I think Killer he's really consistent at these tracks, I think. He's just a consistent driver all around. He's always there at the end. He may not have the wins to show, but I believe he's got the top 5s, really. Yeah, I think he's going to stay above. I think he's honestly going to gain to that cut line. So look for a strong run out of the 20.
Yeah, indeed. Well, I guess since we're still not green yet, we'll also talk about another guy, I guess below the cut line. Masopes is only -2 out, so Sharp. Masopes, going into last week, was obviously above the cut line, but then ultimately had that incident with the 10 of Always Eric. So how is Masopes going to be able to bounce back here tonight at Vegas?
Well, Masopes is one of the true veterans of this league. He's been running the game for a very long time, so he's not a driver who's going to crack under that pressure just because he had one off night here. Masopes is way too seasoned to let that get to him there. He's had a full week to rebound, practice, and get ready for this race tonight. So I think he's going to come out here like a man on a mission and try to capture those points back to get himself back above the cut line, if not better. I mean, he's a previous winner at this track way early, believe season 2, and he knows how to get around this track very well. So I think he's going to be aggressive and try to make some good moves to get toward the front and be able to get himself back up on the good end of that cut line.
Yeah, Masopes is one of those experienced drivers, so he knows what he's doing out there. Only sits 2 back, which is really not much considering what the points gap is to basically 4th. But I guess since we'll talk about another guy real quick, we will go and talk about my opinion, very underrated Jose Protege here. Sits 17 back, got that win at Dover. So Shake, how impressed have you been with Protege on getting the win at Dover, and how do you think he's fared so far in the playoffs? Granted, only one race.
Oh yeah, Jose. First season with HPL, I believe, and he is right up there with the top guys in the Xfinity series. Like you said, got that win at Dover. Fuel saving, but hey, a win's a win. I've had a few of those, so I can't really bash him on that. But yeah, he's been really solid. I look forward to him to be up front, or towards the front here at Vegas, and especially if caution comes out and it makes it a fuel-saving race. He's probably, I believe he's the only one besides Jim in the field and Brody with a shifter, so he'll be right up there if it's fuel-saving. So if cards play right, he can most definitely lock himself in for
Protege, yep.
Homestead, right?
Yep, it is Homestead. Yeah, Protege's been very, very underrated in my opinion. As we got word actually that it looks like that 47 of JoJo got pole, so both me and Sharp's pick gets pole.
Yep.
We've not gotten the good to go yet. Just waiting on the confirmation here.
I think we're waiting on Killer. Or not
Okay.
Killer, sorry. Ball Stick.
The RFK owner himself.
Yeah, he's running a little bit late from work, but
Oh, I guess since we have another minute or so, I guess, is it really, I mean, Sharp, I mean, you've raced Vegas multiple times. Any kind of tips you want to give these guys here at Vegas?
I mean, we've been running the tracks long enough to where, I mean, we pretty much know everything about the track. But if I were to give some advice to any one of the drivers in here, it's not to make any rash moves. I mean, Vegas is very abrasive with the tires. You know, tire saving is going to come in handy for some of these stages here. And just being conservative, you know, not the race isn't going to be won on the very first lap. I understand the playoffs vary much differently from the regular season. That was something I was going to bring up to some of the guys, that the intensity of, let's say, the regular season finale differs a lot more than these 4 playoff wins, because if you're on the good end of the cut line on that regular season finale, you know, you got room to breathe. You know you're going to have a reset. You come to these playoffs and you have so little room for error, knowing that a win could get you across to the championship 4, whereas if you need to make it in on points, you've got no margin for error over here. So these guys have to be on their A game throughout the night and make 0 mistakes.
Yeah, indeed, I can agree with that. I mean, we saw last night in the Truck Series, just crazy racing with about 12 to go. Guys were going 3-4 wide, and Nate ended up winning that race. Again, congrats to Nate on winning that race yesterday at New Hampshire. That was a fun race to call, though. Kind of an exciting race, in my opinion, but... Well, I guess... Since we're still waiting on Ball Stick, it looks like, we can talk about our points leader, Kenny. So, Shake, really besides... I mean, the only concern you could probably really have with Kenny is... obviously internet issues, but besides that, you think Kenny is not, I wouldn't say ultimately locked already, but would you say he's a lock for the championship?
No, I wouldn't say that. He can always lag out. But I don't think he's lagged out. It's so hard to recall, but I think if he can just be consistent in the stages and obviously the final stage, and gets a win, he gets a win. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I think if he, like I said, I think if he just stays consistent, he'll be right up there with those points that he gained through the regular season and through the New Hampshire race. So
I will point out, just looking at Jim's stream, that they are counting down, from my point of view, 20 seconds. So they may not be waiting for Ballista to make this race at this point.
Alrighty, so if they go green, we'll be in the lobby in about 10 seconds or so from Jim's stream. So we'll just wait and get the word.
They paused it with about 8 seconds, so.
Alrighty, well, I mean, I don't really know what else we can talk about, because I kind of ran out of topics we could talk about. I mean...
Well, one thing I want to point out is that remaining on the schedule, and you know, it's interesting to note that you have 2 short tracks within the playoffs, and we've already run by the first one. Now you come to the intermediate tonight. You know, before this race even gets going, you have Las Vegas. You have the road course at Watkins Glen, where we know we have a lot of road course ringers in this league who are capable of winning that track. And then you have Phoenix. So, you know, based off of experience, I mean, Vegas to me is going to be who's able to run the bottom the best. Watkins Glen is going to be who's able to turn the quickest laps without, you know, overreaching, you know, bus stop, carousel, turn 6, turn 7, turn 1, etc. It's just putting together complete laps. And then Phoenix, of course, is, in my opinion, tire management. So Of the tracks remaining, Shake, right before we go green, because Ballstick has actually finally joined, so we should be getting the green light. You know, who do you feel is favored to get a win in any of these 3 races going forward?
Well, I guess we will. I guess I'll jump right to. I believe it's Watkins Glen next week. Yeah. Speed. He
We'll
is really good. Oh.
Yeah,
Speed is really good at the road courses, especially Watkins Glen. McCard would be right up there. Eric, Brody, all of them. But it's so hard to tell. And then Phoenix, I think Jim will win Phoenix.
Jim's a very good pick there for Phoenix.
I feel Jim's a good pick at anywhere he strikes. He's picked up a lot
yeah.
in Vegas.
Especially with him like having a green flag here. As JoJo on the pole, we mentioned Hendrick, a little bit of lag from that 92. JoJo and Hendrick gonna lead him to green. Masopes in third, believe that is the 9 and the 19 of Kenny and McCard behind him. Masopes is gonna move into second as Hendrick is having lag issues at the moment.
Yeah, he's gonna get out of the way as early on in the race, but this is really gonna hurt him. I mean, starting runner up to begin a nice race. Wondered if maybe he had a download he forgot to shut off, if he has something else running on his internet, but this is definitely not the start he was looking for.
Yeah,
but it is early. It is early. He has time. He has time to rebound.
Indeed. This is a long race as Masopes looked to the inside of JoJo. Couldn't quite get it. They see Riley in that 7 back here, trying to make 3 wide moves back here. We're kind of right on board here with Riley. So he runs about 6th or 7th behind Brody at the moment. Riley also just recently coming out of retirement, ran his first race back in a while in New Hampshire, running up front till had an unfortunate incident within the closing laps, but overall a good day for Riley in his return.
Yeah, as a driver, you know that you can pick up on this race and then you don't really forget. I mean, it may take you a race or 2 to get back in your rhythm, but Riley is so good at any one of these given tracks that, you know, you expect him to be running up front right off rip. He's 3 wide, going for 4th place right now, running that very high line, and he's going to be able to come out with 4th place right off the jump, starting 8th in this race. So really good start for him. He's making progress early. Masopes in a battle with the 19 of Kenny. We have a caution on the racetrack.
Yeah, I believe the caution was for the 18. I believe he may have gotten lagged by the 92 of Hendrick, so we are going to have a caution for that. But yeah, good start for Riley though. Started P8, already up to P4.
Yeah, and the thing about stage 1, I'm sorry to cut you off, but this was definitely going to be a tire preserving stage right here. This is a 22 lap first stage, if I do believe that's the case. So now these guys are going to be able to come in, get tires. They won't have to worry about fuel or tires the rest of the stage, put adjustments in, and this is not a track you want to be trying strategy at. I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen with 1 or 2 of these drivers, but for the playoff drivers, you don't have any room for error. I don't see anybody making any risky calls this early in the race.
Oh,
Jim stays on the racetrack.
Looks like Jim. I was just about to mention Jim was kind of running in the back, and Jim's going to gamble and stay out here.
Very, very interesting call here. What do you think of this, Shay? I mean, you think this is going to pay off for Jim? We might see another quick caution, or he's kind of a steady duck here?
It's pretty hard to tell. This Xfinity series they've had a lot of caution in their races. About every race I can think of. It could very well work out for him. Catch a quick caution on the first lap, second lap. But if not, I think he's just sitting out because he's going to have to save those tires, and those 4 fresh fuel goods are just going to be a lot faster. So, I could be wrong, but I have a gut feeling he's going to drop back pretty quick if he doesn't catch a caution.
Yeah, indeed. As a race off of pit road, JoJo comes out first, Kenny second, Masopes third, I believe Riley was 4th, and Speed was 5th off of pit road. Now we will see if this strategy from Jim works. I am curious to see if he was running that far back, if he actually was saving tire. So we'll see how this pays off for Jim.
He was running 14th before they hit that road. So, it is a good call. Certainly in the race, why not try it just to see? And I mean, he's not in the playoffs. He's, you know, he is a race winner recently at the Roval. So I mean, definitely picking up some momentum here, just trying to finish the season off on a high note. And he has nothing to lose. Oh, I don't know if he faked that.
I don't know. I think Jim may have faked that. I'm not quite sure, but he maintains the lead.
Should be Juice going this time.
Juice going. Jim is going to pick the outside. Looks like JoJo's going to go outside.
JoJo goes up there with him. Interesting. Now, I know Jim has a shifter, so... But he's on older tires. I mean, this might work out for JoJo. It may not, because I know that high line is iffy on the restart in 1 and 2. But being Jim does have the shifter, he may get up through the gears a little bit better than some of these other drivers.
Yeah,
so
indeed.
Since he's a control car, he can just get a much better jump.
With JoJo now picking the top, Kenny goes right beside Jim in second, and then you got Riley and JoJo, and then Speed and Masopes.
You got JRM 1, 2, 3 right on the bottom.
Yeah, very. You got the one Toyota and then JRM. We'll see if those JRM cars can push themselves to the lead here. You got the 7 of Riley, the 8 of Speed, and the 9 of Masopes. And you even got Brody behind them as well. We're about to go back green here. Jim is the control car on that outside lane. Restart zone will be coming up in just a little bit. You can see the Geico restart zone just about to hit the Geico restart zone. The green flag.
JoJo is all over the
back
back
out.
of the 6 car right now, trying to shove him.
Jim
Not
and
a good
Kenny.
shove by Eberline. That looked late. That looked very late to me on both ends. But Jim with that shifter, look at him.
Oh, look at Brody there trying to make 3 wide moves back there in about middle of the pack. Oh, look, Brody hit the apron back there, almost got into the 9 of McCard. Still side by side for the lead between Kenny and Jim. JoJo's there, Riley.
His teammates are there on the bottom lane pushing through. Jim drives it into turn 3 and 4, trying to hold. The 19 missed his mark.
Oh, Jim's gonna hit the wall. Jim's into the wall. Look at Riley on the. You mentioned those JRM cars, Shake. Here they come. The 7 and the 8 on the bottom.
19 did lead that lap. That's crucial for him. That's a point for him for leading the lap.
Riley.
They're going 3 wide for second.
I believe Riley got tight into turn 1. Speed's going to take advantage, go underneath his teammate. They're 3 wide with JoJo, Riley, and Speed for second. And here comes Masopes into the mix as well.
Ooh, JoJo cleared for second. Tried to get underneath the 19. Thought better of it a little early on. But he gets a good run coming out of 4.
Oh,
he's
Masopes
looking to the inside.
wall.
What a run. Oh.
Riley.
Oh.
Riley into the wall.
Riley.
Oh, what the heck?
Oh, the 39 car.
You
He's
know,
up into the 8. Puts the 22 up against the
Here
wall.
comes the 10.
Wide.
The 10 of always Eric. We didn't really talk about Eric much. Got the win in New Hampshire, but because of the incident with the 22 Masopes, got it voided. He's only +2, so always Eric is trying his best to stay above the cut line. They are going at it. Masopes almost into the wall. Jose Protege, here comes the 0 ball stick. Brody in the mix. Even the 9 and the 08 as well. This is crazy back here.
And through all of that, the 47 back to the lead, and I hate to say it, but Hendrick did lag out. So one of the guys who felt confident in his ability to get it done season early into his night, only mere laps into this race there. So definitely going to find himself in a must-win situation. He's got 2 more chances, but a missed opportunity for that 92.
That is a rip for Hendrick. Yeah, he was pretty confident going into this race, but unfortunate lagging issues. I mean, you can't really blame him for that, internet or what, but they are 3 wide back here between a Killer, Masopes, and Jose Protege. Brody trying to go underneath. Ball 6 going to try to push that 39. Oh, ball may have gotten into the wall just a little bit. McCard's back here. The 2 leaders are somewhat pulling away from the 10 and the 8. JoJo leads. Kenny second. Always Eric third and Speed 4th. Masopes 5th.
Shout out to Boston coming late for work and late for his race, and he's just up here battling with his top guys, falling back a little bit.
Looking pretty competitive right now. I tell you what, that 9 is in the 21 right now. He's going to look underneath him. He's trying to get a position. Looks like he'll get around him. 39 is going to clear both of them to continue on his way.
The 08 looking for him. Yeah, ball stick. I mean, he was somewhat confident. I mean, Vegas seems to be one of his better tracks, at least from what I've seen, and he's doing pretty good right now, especially after being late from work. So good job from that zero ball stake. As you see Jim back there, who caught the wall as he was leading, still trying to see if he can work his way back through the field, but he is on those older tires. Now McCard underneath the oh, a little bit of contact from the 39 and the 9. McCard still underneath them, still side by side into 3 and 4. Let's see if McCard can clear him here. It looks like he is. They are tight. Oh, Jose Protege into the wall. The 9 gets contact as well. Brody in the mix as well. The 08 and the 0. Meanwhile, these guys battle. There's a battle for third, I believe, up here with the. Let's go on board with the 10. You got the 10 of Always Eric, the 8 of Speed, the 19 of Kenny, Masopes, and Killer in this battle as well, as JoJo continues to pull away.
And JoJo looking very strong here in the opening stage here. I tell you what, Eric has made his way from about mid-pack starting position all the way to the runner-up spot, so he's looking pretty strong here as well. Let him have a reset, and he may be able to challenge his 47, but Speed also looking pretty fast here in the early going here. Kenny holding his own in the 4th position. No, he's battling back, trying to hold on to that 3rd spot. We got 22 of Masopes, who kind of got tangled up. He's in the mix. The 20 is there.
And here comes that 9 of McCard. We just mentioned it. Oh, the 39 into the wall hard. He's gonna go back down the track. He's into the inside wall. A very hard hit for the 39.
Across the grass. Oh.
Believe he did have contact with the 21 of Brody there, so tough break for a playoff guy in Jose Protege. You see Killer kind of just riding at the moment, kind of just waiting for something to happen between these 4 in front of him, kind of just waiting for his moment. They have Mason with a bump. Now he's going to get underneath the 8, looking for, I believe this is 3rd. Yeah, we got 3 wide for 3rd between contact between the 8 and the 22. 22 is going to go up the track a little bit, going to push Speed up into Kenny. Here comes the 9 of McCard. McCard's going to take. They are 5 wide for 3rd.
Oh, that's a wreck.
Yeah, that's a wreck. You have the 19 of Kenny around. Oh, the 6 of Jim. Yeah, that wasn't good. That was not going to work. They were 5 wide. They were not going to be able to hold that.
That was absolutely insane to see a 5 wide move. No, that was not the stage break. They were, I believe, coming back to 5 to go there. So,
oh boy,
probably
we'll have a wedge. We're gonna have a shootout.
Yeah, well, a 2-lap shootout for a stage win and critical points to add on to the playoff totals here. I mean, JoJo, obviously, he's looking like the car to beat, but Eric was up there as well. McCard making a hard charge through that field. It looked like he had something to say about potentially getting up the 3rd spot, and I think the guys just not enough real estate for that move.
Yeah, so McCard made the move because the 4 in front of him all got tight. McCard went for it, almost worked, but ultimately got involved. Is now going to go back green with the 47 of JoJo and the 10 of Always Eric. Going to lead him back to green, Masopes and Killer in that 2nd row, and then you got Speed, and I believe that is the 19 of Kenny. I could be wrong. No, that is the 9 of McCard. JoJo going to lead him into turn 1. Always Eric right behind him with Masopes in 3rd. Speed looking underneath the. Let's get on board with Speed here. Underneath the
Riley
20. Riley after getting involved. Jim, look at Jim as well. He was involved in that, in the staying out. Oh, Speed hits the wall a little bit. Those RFK teammates of Ballstick and Jim trying to work their way through the field.
The 10 has a bumper to the inside.
Side by side for the lead. JoJo's going to try to side draft him. The 10 is there. Here comes Masopes as well.
Oh, this is the last lap right here.
Look at the 22 of Masopes to the inside.
Take it 3 wide.
Remember, the 10 and the 22 do have a little bit of conflict after last week.
Oh my goodness.
Masopes, can he get to him? We're going to try to get on board quickly with Masopes. Say it's going to be a drag race to the line. Masopes and Dizzy making contact. Masopes is going to win the stage.
What a battle. Oh my goodness.
What a battle. Reminiscence of last week with the white flag, and Masopes gets the better end of that battle. That's a big stage win for my Soaps. Currently about 1 point out. It's gonna definitely help him there.
So Masopes is able to win the stage. Eric ends up second. JoJo third. Speed fourth. Killer was fifth. Riley sixth. Big Jim seventh. How about Ballstick, who started 16th up to 8th. Kenny in ninth. And McCard in 10th.
Yeah, have it.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
been,
what a charge by Masopes.
What a run from Masopes there. Took advantage of the two battling in front, and I will give a shout out to Ballstick. I mean, not really known for his speed at most tracks, but running 8th right now. Pretty good job from the driver of the Zero Ballstick. As we're gonna go back green. The 08 and Jim, I believe, stayed out. So the 08 and of Vladimir and Jim gonna lead him to green. The 08's gonna try to lead him into turn one. Masopes in third. Eric right behind him, and then JoJo.
Per reports, Vladimir, who's Gary's dialed in, did not stop. Big Jim on 2 tires.
There you have it. 2 tires on Jim's speed.
Strategy tonight.
Jim was talking earlier in the RFK chatter, in the main chat, about how he was going to pull some strategy to try to win this race, and
kicked up to the high line.
he is definitely making it work. Yep, JoJo now going to try to make it 3 wide with Killer and Masopes. JoJo trying to make it 3 wide. It's gonna that is tight racing. They're 3 wide for 4th. Speed and Riley in this mix as well. Go on board with Killer here. You got kind of a Chevy train down here on the bottom. The 47, the 8, the 7, the 9, the 21, the 39. Gary still continues to lead, but that 10 car is right on his back bumper. I expect maybe a bumper here in the next lap.
Oh, the 9 just ships the 0.
Ballstick's probably not going to like that from the 9.
Yeah, Shake, we see, JoJo here in 6th place. First time he's, back in traffic here. What's the mindset for him here? Try to be aggressive, get back up front, or play this out and see how your car's going to react.
Brody into the wall! Sorry to interrupt you, Shake. Brody got into the wall out of 4, and I believe he collected, Brody involved.
Ballstick. Yeah, I mean, if you're the 47, you're getting taken 3 wide right now by Kenny. Not too bad. But your biggest goal is just to try to pick them off one by one, getting as much track position back as you can. You know you have a fast car, so you don't want to put yourself in bad situations that's going to get you into a wreck and ultimately end your day. So by him, I'm just going to ride. Everybody's good on a short run here, so he showed that he has got a great long run car, so let the cards play out and really start picking them off at the end.
Yeah, as you see the 08, with him not stopping, he's been able to maintain the lead sharp. I mean, how impressive has this been from the 08, being able to stay in front of these playoff guys?
Very impressive. Masopes getting back to 2nd place here. But, speaking of Lattimore, I mean, obviously being up front, clean air, as an e-gaming series game, you wouldn't believe clean air really affects you that much. It does. It definitely helps having your car up front. You can run the line you want a lot of times without anyone affecting you. And he is doing a fantastic job holding off a lot of strong drivers behind him here. Masopes coming all the way from 5th back up to the runner-up spot. Stage 1 winner. He's looking for more. Eric kind of getting shuffled here on that high lane here.
Killer on the inside. McCard looking as well. McCard's been... He's been somewhat just kind of running his own race. I mean, kind of just staying out of trouble and just waiting for opportunities to happen.
Yeah, strong restart for him. 10th place all the way up to 5th, looking for more. Killer misses the bottom. Here comes McCard. He's going to go 3 wide again. No contact.
Oh, contact between the 10 and the 20. McCard trying to take advantage. Kenny in this mix as well.
Yeah, McCard has been really consistent wrapping that bottom, having other people in front of him make mistakes, and he just gets under them.
Oh my goodness, this is very tight racing. This is really good to see, though.
Yeah, indeed. As you see JoJo back here, still mild back in about 6th or 7th. I mean, Sharp, if you're JoJo, this is by far the furthest you've been behind. You just kind of wait for an opportunity, or just kind of maybe take strategy when a caution comes out.
He's getting beat up right now. I mean, he went from 3rd on this restart. He's now sitting all the way back in the 11th spot right now. This is not what JoJo was looking for. I mean, pole winner, had one of the fastest cars. I still believe it's one of the fastest, if not the best car tonight. But now stuck in that traffic, you know, it gets to a point where, you know, he's going to have to start taking some risk. I mean, he gets back up front, he can win this thing. And, you know, that's an automatic ticket to the Championship 4 at Homestead. So, you know, gloves are off at this point for him. He's going to go and get it. So, I mean, he's got a whole number stage to work with, but he's got to try to make up some of his ground before then.
A little bit of contact between the 20 and the 7 as they battle side by side for the 5th position. McCard looking to take it 3 wide with his teammate on the top. Oh, he's going to get loose. Man, he is fighting him off the corner. Oh,
what's going on with Lattimore?
Oh no, troubleshoot your leader.
He's
He has
pitting.
to pit, yeah.
He
So
slowed up
smart.
way. This is a very conservative pit road entry. He's going to lose a lot of time
have
here.
to pit this stage?
I don't believe you're going to have to. There's only 19 laps in the stage, if I'm not mistaken. So tire wear should not have been that big of an issue. I know you ran 2 laps, you know, on that shootout to end stage 1, but I don't believe that should have affected him that much. Now, obviously, running up front, your tires do wear a little bit more than compared to if you're in the draft or riding behind somebody. So maybe he burned his gear up a little bit too much, decided it wasn't worth the risk of staying out.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to tell, but hopefully he can figure out whatever is happening and get back up front. Because, I mean, he was really holding his own. Had older tires, 2 laps. I mean, it's not a ton, but at this track, they do matter. And he was holding his ground up front, right in front of all the playoff guys, too. So props to him, and hope to see him back up front. Do you have a lap count for us?
As soon as they cross the line, I will get that to you. They're going to be coming back to 6 to go here. Look at Riley!
Go. Yeah,
Riley with the veteran move. He backed out. He could have easily taken that 3 wide on Eric, who takes the lead away from Masopes. Masopes now falls in line to 3rd spot. But Riley, former champion, one of the most prolific drivers in this league, edging closer to the front, and he's really good here at Vegas.
Ooh, man, that 9 car is loose. Riley's going to the inside of Eric. Oh, McCart's gonna hit the wall.
Oh, that put JoJo in the grass. The pole sitter. Oh, he might lose the draft here. I think he has. That is not what the 47 wanted to see.
Man, that 10 is slowing this whole pack up.
Yeah, he's blocking for his playoff life right now. Kind of on a little bit of a vengeance mission, if I should dare say so. I mean, had the win taken away from him. Felt like he should have advanced to the Championship 4. And I think he's going to treat each of these remaining 3 races as a must-win in his opinion, even if he's good on the cut line. So he's definitely going to be blocking for as many points as he can. But as we mentioned, Masopes, he's one of the best drivers in this series. He's not going to give up this fight without a battle.
3 wide for 3rd place.
Speed Racer making his presence known. Inside of his team owner, backs out, hit the apron just a little bit. The 19 trying to charge back. May have been some contact between him and the 7. Where 20 was sideways coming out of 4. Somehow kept it out of the wall.
Looks like last week. These guys up front once again.
Soaps is coming back to 2 to go to try to find a way back around Eric to see if he could nab another stage win. Eric thinking 2 more laps, and I've got this one locked up. The trap position can be key here at Las Vegas. I mean, we've seen a lot of quality passes tonight, so the opportunities are there. But being the leader or being towards the front is very critical. 2 to go here.
the 22, hits the apron a little bit. I think I'm going to lose some corner exit speed. Here comes the 7, he's got a pretty good run. Coming to 1 to go in stage 2. Which is trying to find a way around the 10. Honestly, this field's really spread out now. Here we go. Oh, and the 7's going to get under the 22. That's going to pretty much do it. Eric's going to get stage 2 unless he really messes up 3 and 4.
Yeah, both drivers running about the same line. Not enough momentum for the 22. Good effort, but Eric is going to take home stage number 2. That's big points for him.
Very big points. He's honestly, he's making a statement. He's
Speed got turned around after the start-finish line. I don't know if maybe that was self-imposed.
Just a glitch, yeah.
But Masopes looking like one of the strongest drivers. I mean, 19 stage points. That aids his cause out. You know, JoJo coming into the night was the pole sitter. Led a lap, that's 3 points, and then got 3rd. But back in this stage, now he's back to 9th. And that 47 bounced back.
My apologies. I had to go do something, but I am back.
That's fine.
It's at the end of stage 2, if I may ask.
Yeah, we're about to start stage 3. Eric was our stage 2 winner with Masoch right behind him in 2nd. Big shuffle up of the positions. I believe, if I recall correctly, we're going to have roughly about 54 laps left in this stage.
Oh boy.
And if these guys are pushing it, tires will only last about 18 to 19 laps, so we're definitely looking at a 2-stop race if this goes green.
Yep, green flag back out. I mean, if you look at the guys like on wheel, like Jim, do you think Jim was going to save after that first pit stop, or do you think he may just run it to the end here? They are going crazy back here. 3 wide, as I believe Riley may have hit the apron, and it checked up the whole field behind him. Riley is now falling back like a rock. These 2 leaders. This is going to be very interesting because, like that controversial finish at New Hampshire, you got the 2 up front, except the only difference is Masopes is now leading and the 10's right behind him. Then you got, I believe that is Kenny in 3rd and then Speed in 4th.
Jake, is this a point of the race where you're thinking ride conservative here, save your stuff, have a little bit fresher tire for the end of the race, knowing just what we saw earlier from guys trying to stay out?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what their fuel looks like, nor how many laps to go, but I think that you said something about 50 to go and 19 laps of fuel, or 19 they can get on their tires. But yeah, I want to get towards the front just so a caution does come out, and that way I'm already up there and I can battle for the win, obviously. But at the same time, I'm just going to ride conservative here, save my stuff right up to the end, try to go longer than anybody. They may gain time through the cycle, but you'll gain that time back and have the fresher tires right in the end. So, but I believe it's a 2-stop, so if you're Jim or something and you really want to try something, you probably can save enough just to make it a 1-stop, but I don't really know.
Yeah, but I mean, you mentioned conservative.
I'm just gonna get towards the front as the 0 hits the wall and try to save my stuff while riding in the draft.
That's a good point there from Shake. Is, yeah, you mentioned conservative, and I believe the 39 may be trying to do that exactly. He's way off the pace compared to Brody and the rest of the field. He's about, it looks like, 5 to at least 10 seconds behind.
He got put in the wall right at the start of the race, so maybe that did change up his strategy somewhat. But 27 laps of fuel, so we had 53 laps in this final stage. So technically on fuel, if you can save a little bit, yes, you could make it. But because of the abrasive surface of Las Vegas, it's so tough to save that tire. That's why I mentioned, you know, he had a 19-lap second stage, and the guys were showing tire lights throughout the entirety of the field with just above 10%, so they may be able to go 20 to 21 laps. That'll only account, you know, for 42 laps if they split that. So you would still have 11 to go, and there's no way they can make it on 2 tires on that final pit stop. So, I mean, if Jose plays this right, then yes, maybe he could stretch it to where he could go 27 laps on one run and 26 on the second. It's going to be an extremely tall task for him. All these guys up front, there's no saving.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. I mean, and look at Jim running forward. It looks like he may not even be saving right now. He's going for third on Kenny. Maybe even try to get underneath the 10 of always Eric. And McCard's right behind him as well. And so is Speed, Riley, and Killer. And then you got JoJo behind them as well.
Yeah, the thing about Jim is that he long detested this track, but I ran a championship race head-to-head for him for the title in the closing laps, and he found something. He has always returned to Vegas with a very, very good car, so I could see him absolutely being a factor in these closing laps. I mean, he started toward the rear, got to the front on strategy, didn't work out for him. Now he's up here on equal tires with everybody else and showing just what kind of speed he has in that 6 car tonight. He's looking very strong here in this late going.
Indeed, as they got front two are somewhat pulling away. Then there's a battle between really Kenny, Speed, and Jim for third. And a battle back here as well between the 47 of JoJo and the 7 of Riley.
Jim misses Mark a little bit. That's going to put him 3 wide with JoJo and Riley. Riley backs out but decides to follow Riley down the backstretch, see if he can follow him for another position. Jim running the Kyle Larson line way up top. Not sure what this is about.
Jim may have just realized that he may have to start saving, so maybe he did back off to do that.
Yeah, he was running pretty hard early on, so that's going to be tough for Jim. Kind of committed to it late in the going.
Oh, Riley into the wall, contact with the 08, the 20 into the wall, around goes the 7, the 08, the 0 involved, the 20 into the wall. This may be a caution here.
I didn't really see anybody spinning, so that's going to be up to race control.
We have to race control. I believe the 08 was the only one that spun. I believe everyone else hit the wall.
I believe they're still green at the moment. But a good job to a lot of these drivers avoiding that chaos.
Yes, it seems like kind of in the middle of the track, they just hit the apron and go up into the wall. Riley's done that a couple times this race already.
3-car tandem at the front. You got McCard inside of his teammate for 4th. Speed in 5th. JoJo has gotten back up to 6. If he can get with the 9 and the 8, there's a possibility he can maybe draft back up to these guys. It takes 3 on this little draft setting to make it work. He just needs to get a little bit closer to these guys. I keep saying it. JoJo, in my opinion, is still one of the best cars on the track. So if you get him closer to the front, I still think he's got a shot at this thing.
Yeah.
But they got to make some quick work here. I mean, they're going to have 2 pit stops with how aggressive they're running, but pit stops will be key. Entry, the amount of time you spend on pit road, that's all going to factor in to who's going to have a say-so in this late going.
Yeah, indeed, as these 3 continue to battle. I mean, you even got the 08 of Gary. I mean, he took that strategy in stage 2, stayed up front for most of the stage, and he's running about P7 right now, so he's been able to stay in the top 10. So you got JoJo trying to work on speed, the 08 as well. JoJo is still trying to work his way back to the front after leading for the first 10-15 laps or so. Kind of just riding behind speed at the moment with McCard, and then the 08 with there as well. And then you got the 3 leaders. You've got the 10, the 19, and the 22 of Masopes leading, with Eric being 2nd and Kenny being 3rd.
As Masopes comes across the line, 39 laps to go, so still a lot of racing left, but pit stops are coming.
Pit stop, yeah, pit road is gonna be busy here pretty soon.
Oh yeah, a few more laps and they'll safely be within their window, but there's always that risk that there might be a caution somewhere. I mean, these guys 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, they're 3 wide. JoJo's saying enough of this. He's done following. He wants to lead this pack.
And JoJo is definitely wanting to get in front of these guys because he's tired of waiting behind the 8, the 9, and the 9.
Yeah, they can't fight too much here. This is not going to benefit their cause if they keep on fighting like they're doing.
Yeah, and Brody's slowly getting his way in the mix as the 9 and the 08 continue to battle. Oh, Brody into the wall just a little bit. Still side by side with the 9 and the 08. Now JoJo to the inside of Speed. Can't quite fully get to the inside. We'll go on board with the 47 of JoJo. See if he can... Oh, they make a little contact. Still side by side between the 8 and the 47. We'll see if JoJo can somehow get by him into turn 1.
Yeah, if I'm Speed, I'm not giving up anything right here. I know points are on the line, but right now is not the time to be battling. You're just allowing these top 3 guys to tandem away. And right now, you don't have any help close enough behind you to be drafting. So this is really hurting their cause right now. This is not what they need to see at the moment. I mean, I think JoJo is the best one to lead this pack. But by himself, without any drafting help behind him, he's not really going to be able to make up any ground on these leaders. I mean, they are gone. The Soaps is definitely looking like one of the strongest cars in this league going. We've seen Eric have speed. Kenny is there. I think Kenny's just buying his time. Now to 10 to the inside. Now this is what the second pack would love to see if these guys start mixing it up for position.
Yeah, indeed. If you get, I mean, these guys back here, if you get the 08, the 9, and Brody up there, you can form a little 5-car tandem and possibly catch up to the leaders. Ooh, Kenny down pit road. Maybe a little early, but we'll see if it plays out for that 19 of Kenny.
Could very well be the case. I mean, he may just make that work.
Indeed. The 10 is now still right to the back bumper of myself. These two have not been able to get away from each other ever since the end of New Hampshire.
Could be seeing some pit stops here. May have been the 47 and 8 signaling to come down pit road.
Yep, the 47, nope. I believe the 10 has pitted.
Come down pit road. Yep, the 10 comes down pit road. So some really early pit stops here. That's going to benefit them in the short run. I mean, depending on how long these drivers go for. 19 is exiting pit road right now.
Yeah, I believe Masopes is signaling that he's going to pit this time by. Looks like the 22 is going to be pitting. Eric
has just made it to his pit stall. So now it's on the rest of these guys to see what they're going to do. JoJo's coming to pit road.
Masopes in as well, the leader, so Speed's going to go with the lead. I mean, if you're Speed...
What, JoJo, then Speed right there. He had a great entry. He made up a lot of ground on Masopes right there.
He did a lot. I mean, if you're Speed, obviously the leaders have all pitted. Do you try to stay out a little longer and see if you can maybe gap and maybe get in front of the leaders when he comes out of pit road?
I mean, it's a tough call. What you thinking about it, Shake? What's the call here?
I mean, short pitting is a good thing because you do get the fresher tires first, and you will build a gap. But then the guys that pit right after you, they're gonna slowly reel you in. But at this track, if you can reach it within 2 to 3 laps, the tires really do just even out, and you run about the same pace. So, I mean, it's a 50-50 really. I would have ran probably a little long if you just got to pit again, just to have a shorter run going into the last stint. But that's just me.
Hey, oh, look at this.
He's got the gap.
Yeah, the leaders, the top two, the 19 and the 10, pitted before Masopes, and they have actually pulled out to a pretty sizable gap back to Masopes. Kenny and Eric now 1-2 with Masopes, and I believe JoJo is also behind Masopes running 4th. Yeah, indeed he is.
And yeah, Eric has still not made a move on that 19 yet. He hasn't been able to pass him just yet. Now he's finally getting the bumper to the inside, but that took him about 2 to 3 laps to be able to get there. Masopes and JoJo pitted the same lap, and I tell you what, JoJo had an incredible pit stop because he's right on the bumper of Masopes. They got a lap fresher tires. They're going to be able to draft together. By the time this stint's over, they may very well end up catching that tank. Well, I tell you what, the 19 on older tires, what a job he's doing. Right there with the, or did we miss it? Did the 19 pit before?
I am.
19 pitted one lap earlier.
He
So
pitted,
the
I think,
19
one lap
was on.
earlier.
Yeah, that's true. The 19 did. I'm sorry. I thought the 19 was still out. I was saying that for him to have that much pace on old tires, that was unbelievable.
That would be very impressive if that was the case. As it looks like Masopes and JoJo are slowly catching, and then McCard, I believe, is also behind this as well with speed and the 08 of Gary.
So right now, your current leader is Big Jim, who has gone into full-blown saving mode. Oh, Kenny taps the wall just a little bit.
Oh, Jim.
Yeah,
Oh, Jose Protege gonna get a run. This is very interesting. Jim, obviously not being a playoff guy, not gonna hurt him really much in points, but if you're Jose Protege, if you can pull this off and win here, that would be a huge... That would, in my opinion, that'd be an upset, in my opinion, if he somehow manages to pull this one out.
I think
I've run with Jose.
Could be wrong.
Jose started from the very beginning. He was saving. Jim has backed off tremendously compared to the pace at Jose. Jose has been consistent throughout this whole run. He didn't change up his strategy. He is fully committed to this. So this will be interesting to see what exactly he can do with these drivers. They're getting very close to pit stops. A little bit of inside. Jim has about 3 laps of fuel. Very, very close on that right rear. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Is Jim the leader?
Yeah,
Jim is currently the leader with Jose in
okay.
second.
Yeah, they're probably good then. Yeah, they're doing
Yeah,
they're going to be getting ready to pit here pretty soon.
This is big for Protege because, I mean, being 17 back, if he gets the win, he's automatically locked and doesn't have to worry about racing his way in anymore. And yeah, Jim, I mean, we know what Jim can do on the shifter.
Jim is very close on tire here. That right rear is very, very low. He just hit the fuel light. He may be pitting this time.
Jim has backed off a ton this lap. So is Protege.
They're both pitting this time. So these guys can't blow tires coming on the pit road. This will be detrimental to them.
Yeah, Jim's had a couple pit road mishaps lately in a couple of races here. We'll see if he can get a good entry. It looked like it is. Jose Protege gained a ton there entering pit road.
I hope he didn't give him a speeding penalty.
Yeah, it looked like
he didn't give him a speeding penalty. No speeding penalty by either driver, but a ton of ground made up by Jose Protege. So now it comes down to if these guys can pull off another long run like they just did, because this is coming to 25 to go. So they literally just went 27 laps. So if they did 27 laps, they can easily do a 25 saving.
Indeed, look at this. Masopes has reeled in that 19, and he's also reeling in the 10. You mentioned it, Sharp. I mean, Masopes is on fresher tires than the 2 in front of him, so it has definitely helped him, and he's gained a ton since they've come out of pit road, and JoJo as well.
Yeah, JoJo's lost some ground to Masopes. Masopes clearly looks like he may have the car to beat here and just like going on pure pace. But strategy aside, I mean, you got to feel good for the 6 and the 39 right now. They may have the winning strategy right now, unless this thing, unless we have a yellow in the late going, and with the drivers all spread out like they are, chances of that not impossible, but getting slimmer at the moment.
Yeah, indeed. Masopes giving Kenny a little bit of a bumper, trying to get to the inside. Masopes doesn't want to wait too long to pass him. He wants to try to get by Kenny as soon as possible. As now Jim on those fresher tires is now right behind JoJo, along with the 39, a little bit behind Jim though.
They are currently a lap down right now, so they're not going to be fighting amongst the leaders, but they're definitely going to be wanting to get a lap back here. But easily in a great position here now. They can, play the same strategy, be a little conservative at times, push for decent laps, keep the distance honest at this point.
Yeah.
Look how much faster those fresh tires are. That's just crazy.
Yeah, the fresh tires at Las Vegas are very key. As Jim is now about to pass both of them, going 3. Jim making a move to the inside, maybe a lap down. He wants that lap back. Now going to pass the 19 of Kenny.
To help the 22.
Definitely helped the 22. He got the run he needed, and he's going to be able to get to the inside of Kenny here.
Oh, a little bit of contact. Masopes into the grass.
Did a good job saving it, but he lost his momentum.
Yeah, he's gonna
I'm
show
not.
his pleasure.
Oh yeah, he didn't like
Yeah,
that move. I don't know
but-
if the 19 hit the wall on the exit, but definitely slowed him up.
Oh, they are
And the
going.
night-
Oh,
Racking
Masopes, I
them
believe, walled at the 19. Now Protege
No,
and
the 19
JoJo.
came down.
That looked
the
like
19
netcode
did
to
come
me.
down.
That looked like netcode to me.
I
That
think it
didn't look
may
purposeful.
have been. I think it was netcode from up here in the broadcast booth. It's now
That's allowed
JoJo.
JoJo. Yep, like
Yep.
you said.
JoJo's now right back into this. Protege, he is a lap down, but he is on fresher tires, so looking to
what
get
the
by.
39's doing.
And what's important is that Jim just got his lap back the hard way. So now Jose Protege, the first car lap down, should we have a yellow?
Yep.
So now that Jim has his lap back, does he
Oh,
go
the
back
39
and save
sliding
him?
up the track.
Ooh. Yeah, like Shake was trying to say, so sharp with Jim getting his lap back, he can still pull the strategy out and possibly get the win.
I think he's in a great spot here. The 39 running that high side.
He's still on board with the 22.
We've seen how they were
Masopes.
riding that high side the entire time they were saving. Is the high line the better lane to be saving it?
It is, because it doesn't wear your tires out as much, because you have less wheel input into it.
Yeah, now look at JoJo's caught right to the back bumper of the 19 and the 22 as they were battling Protege. Protege was trying to get his way through the field to go unlap himself from the 10. Protege still running that high lane, making it very effective though. Now Kenny trying to get back to the inside of the 22. Oh, they're getting really racy back here for second, as now JoJo trying to work his way into third or possibly even second if these two mess up in front of him.
Yeah, they'll never catch Eric if they just keep trying to pass each other. They're just gonna possibly give him the win, or obviously Jim saving, so they probably think it's gone in the win. But I mean, you never know if caution comes out. They're right back into it.
Yeah, indeed, his Protege's now trying to slowly catch back up to the 10 to unlap himself. Masopes, Kenny, and JoJo not too far back behind the leader. Maybe about a 1.5 second lead for the 10.
Yeah, but it is decreasing by the lap. Masopes got around the 19. Now he's able to flex his muscles, try to lead this group up there. Missed his mark a little bit there, but Masopes on a 2 lap better tires, I think, than Kenny, and so is JoJo. But JoJo being very patient here. He's just riding in line. He understands what's at stake right here.
Yeah, because Masopes and Kenny mess up. JoJo's just right there to take advantage of it, and you can pass both of them with just one simple mistake from either driver. There's now the 39 of Protege, now
Well,
underneath
15
the
laps
10.
to go. 15 to go.
15 to go. Protege now
Here comes
unlaps
Kenny.
himself. Yep,
Kenny's
Kenny.
gonna come to pit road.
Kenny down pit road. Now we're gonna be watching Jim and the 39 and see if they are gonna play the strategy game correctly. Kenny down pit road.
Ooh, Kenny almost missed pit road entry. He was able to get her on the pit road. JoJo's been kind of catching that safer barrier going to turn 1 and 2 a little good bit, but he's able to really get some solid momentum through 1 and 2 to stay within touch of the 22. They're all coming to pit road. All coming to pit road.
The 10, the 22, 47 all signaling down pit road. We're gonna ride on board with Jim here and see what exactly his point of view is of him saving or trying to at least work the strategy.
Oh, contact between the 22 and the
may
10.
have gotten the 10 a black flag. I don't know.
Oh wow.
The 10 was going really slow, though. We'll have to see that.
We'll see. Maybe that's a little bit of a payback from Masopes that when the 10 did that to him at New Hampshire when he walled him. Who knows though?
Yeah, I don't know, but
I'm
I
keeping an
like
eye on
what
it right
Mason
now.
is doing right here.
Kenny's
Kenny
just now
now,
coming out of
yep.
pit road, so
Riley into pit road,
I think he
McCard.
got the black flag then, yeah.
Yeah.
Kenny got the black flag.
Now the focus is on Jim and
no, he's
Protege.
safe. He's safe. Riley on 2 tires. Here comes
Ooh.
Mason. Here comes JoJo.
Jim and Protege looking to try to pass the 19 who is our leader at the moment.
It's gonna be
Speed Racer on pit road was the leader. Now the 16 is the leader.
16
of
is
Tire Racing.
That is Tire Racing. Oh wow, they're getting crazy back here. Riley, the 10, the 7.
Here
3
comes the
wide with
16.
Gary, the 16 and the 22. Oh,
that's gonna
contact.
kill the 22.
16 is not going to bring it down pit road. I believe he's still the leader.
47 will easily make that pass on them. They're all going to get their laps back here.
22
continues to ride.
22 of Masob's lost a lot of ground trying to get by the 16. Now he just passes Riley with ease. Don't know if Riley just let him go or what. Jojo now forcing his way underneath the 08 and the 7. Riley into the wall. 16 and down pit road.
Yeah, Jojo's not playing around anymore. He knows he's got to go. He's got to keep touch with the 22. He's got to keep touch with that 10. Oh, my Soaps hit the apron.
Soaps hit apron, I believe. I think Jim's our leader. Am I correct on that?
He's running in third right now. Tire Racing just hit pit road. We have one through the grass on the front stretch.
One in the grass. That is, if I can try to get to him. I don't know.
That was Kenny.
Oh, that was Kenny. Issues for Kenny. Wow. Issues for our points leader.
So Jim now is the leader. Jose Proje in second.
Oh, look at the 10 going way below the apron, or at least on the bottom. Now passes Brody and Speed. Now we're gonna try to catch
I think
Ball
Speed
Stick.
and Brody are on 2 tires here. They were doing anything they could to get some extra track position.
Yeah, now look at JoJo. I mean, JoJo's a man on a mission right now. I mean, yeah, Jim's leading and Protege's in second, but he's trying to gain time on the 10.
Jim is not going to make it on tires. So.
Jim and Jose are coming to 8 to go right here.
8 to go.
Jim is going to be extremely close on tires here.
I think Protege can make it. He was saving at the start of this stage.
He's running that high line. He's making sure he's got something for this final little run right here.
There's Masobs getting by Speed and Brody.
Jim
now
needs
JoJo.
to slow down if he wants to make it on his right rear.
Well, Jim has nothing to lose here, so I think it's a good call from him. Just let it ride, see what he could do. Yeah. Jose has a lot more to lose right here. Jose was below the cut line. He's not had good stage points all night, but the strategy fell into his lap. He's right there in the mix with Jim if he can make it to the end. This was 7 to go, coming back to 6 to go.
6 to go next time by JoJo now almost
Jose
to the back bumper.
Good run here. What does he do?
And go on board with Protege.
Oh, he gives a bump to the 6.
Gives a bump. Oh, here comes the 19 at Kenny. I believe Kenny is a lap down low.
Here comes Jose.
Jose Protege side by side for the lead between the 6 and the 39. Protege, I believe, led that lap. It's going to get really interesting because Jim can't really battle that much with that right rear. Probably at least below 30% right now.
His tire light is on right now, so you know he's going to be pressing to save it. They're coming to 5 to go right here. Can Jose make it?
I think we don't get a caution. Protege's got this win. Oh, hits the wall there out of 4.
Both drivers caught the ball.
I think Jose has it saved. Jim was trying to run the 39 hard, so he couldn't make it, but that did not happen.
Jose is a very smart driver. He knows what he needs to do to get it done. But don't look now. Comparison to where these two are at, they're entering 3 and 4. And Eric has just entered turn 3. Masob's JoJo just entered turn 3.
So they are catching.
They are catching. They're catching them big time.
Like they always say, do they have enough time?
Exactly. Do they have enough time here? As they've just taken 4 to go. Jose is going to be coming back to 3 to go here.
Again, it goes back to when he won at Dover. Came down to strategy. Protege played it right. Got the win at Dover. Put himself in the playoffs, and now he's played the strategy game here at Vegas. And
Eric is closing. Eric is
Oh,
there.
yeah,
Eric's about
he
to take
is
second
there.
position away.
We're going to go on board with the 10.
Eric's taking second place now from Big Jim.
Masopes and JoJo are closing in as well. I don't know if Masopes and JoJo
Eric's
have
got
enough
this
time.
Eric has just got this win.
And here comes the pass for the lead right here.
Oh, throws a block. Somewhat. Nope, not going to quite work. The 10's underneath him. Yep. 10 is going to go right by Protege. I give props to Protege, Joe. Almost made it work.
Very good effort there. Still going to be a great result for him. He may get a runner-up here. 2 to go right here.
2 to go. Masopes and JoJo are gaining on these two. Don't know if they will have enough time, though. I'll go on board with Masopes to see if they indeed catch.
I think they're going to catch him right here.
They are going to catch Masopes. Oh, Masopes hit the wall a little bit. JoJo trying to go underneath him. JoJo wants to be in front of Masopes.
JoJo's going to use the 39 as a pick.
That was actually
didn't quite work out. This is the white flag.
White flag. The battle. We're not going to focus on the leaders. Eric's got this in the bag. The battle is for third at the moment. But actually second. My apologies.
Masopes just absolutely sent it in there, clearing himself at the 47. What a great job holding that corner.
Yeah, we're going to go on board with JoJo as they enter the backstretch into 3 and 4 for the final time. The 10 is going to exit turn 4 after controversy last week, got his win taken away. The 10 comes back and wins at Vegas. He's going to clinch a spot into the championship. Masopes second, JoJo third.
Big Jim crosses the line with 0% on that right rear, did not blow on him. What a job by him. Jose Fergie did appear to blow a tire.
What a job from that 10. Obviously had the whole penalty and his win getting avoided, and comes into this race and basically just says, well, that was my win, and I locked myself in again for the second time.
Unbelievable job by him. I mean, great job. Masopes and JoJo with a fantastic run themselves. Great points day. That's exactly what they needed going into Watkins Glen.
Indeed. Yeah, Masopes definitely should be above the cut line, and JoJo probably, I think, will be as well. We will find out when points come out, though. We will get the top 30 in here. Just gotta find. Don't forget, be sure to tune in right after this as the Cup Series goes to New Hampshire.
And fastest lap of the race went to McCard. What, a 30.5. A heater by that 9 car. But your big winner, Eric, who has joined the chat, putting last week's noise and controversy behind him, gets it done tonight.
Yeah, I guess we'll start the interviews. We wait on the other two. Chuck, you can start us off with our race winner of Always Eric.
Well, Always Eric, what a job well done by you. Congratulations. A week after you won in New Hampshire, others called it controversial. You put your head down, got to work tonight, and you got it done in the late going, running down 2 drivers, one of whom was not in the playoffs, and another who was at the bottom end of the standings trying to make strategy work. Ran them down, passed them, and clinched your way into the championship 4. What are the emotions like for you?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't hear like the first half of the things you said because I your mic wasn't loaded in yet. So.
Oh, okay. Well, just considering everything that happened last week, coming into tonight, trying to put that behind you, you were a man on a mission tonight. and you were able to get it done. So what are the emotions like knowing now you don't have to stress about these next 2 weeks? You're locked in. You're ready to go and battle for a title.
Yeah, emotions are pretty great. It's pretty ironic. Wait, yeah, ironic that me and him finished 1-2 again, but as long as I shouldn't get this one taken away this time, but I feel pretty great. I don't have to worry about winning, losing Watkins Glen. For Phoenix, I was looking forward to that, but it doesn't matter now because wherever I finish, it doesn't matter because I'm in the Final Four.
Absolutely. You got it done tonight, and in pretty dominant fashion in the Stage 3 after the pit stops were all said and done. Played it right and got it done. So congrats on that win tonight.
Thank you.
Shake.
Shake.
Sorry. Congrats on the win. Second one in a row, kinda. Your first one got taken away, but pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, I consider it 2 in a row for you. Your confidence has got to be sky high right now, especially going into probably one of your best tracks, Watkins Glen. So, are you looking to pretty much three-peat, or what are you gonna do? You gonna try to just help Brody get a win, or what?
Yeah, I'm looking to Heredia it somehow, but if that doesn't happen, I'm fine. I want Brody to get a win, but I can help him now because I don't have to worry about myself.
Right. Well, congrats on the win. With this win, you are actually locked in, so you're gonna be in the lab practicing for Homestead, or what?
I'm not too good at Homestead, but I didn't think this was gonna be a good race for me because I'm not too good at Vegas and Xfinity. So, I mean, anything's possible.
That's right. Well, congrats on the win.
Yeah, I don't got anything. All I gotta say is congrats on the win after the win last week. Obviously got voided, but congrats on the win, and we'll see you next week or a couple weeks from now. Actually, fighting for a championship at Homestead.
Yep.
As we'll get a quick interview with JoJo, as we are running on sort of a time crunch here. But JoJo, you ran third. Pretty good day overall. Lit some laps in the early stage. Then got kind of mired back in traffic. Kind of talk us through how your race went.
Yeah, well, I usually don't like to say I have the best car because I usually don't, but I definitely had the best car this race. I got Mickey'd out of a Stage 1 win, and then on the restart, the 10 and the 22 decided to move me for some reason, even though I didn't touch them once this race. It's okay, though. But good first stage. Second stage, yeah, I kind of got stuck on the outside, so that was my fault. And third stage, I had a 14.9 in the first pit stop. I was like a second and a half behind the leaders, but that pit stop put me back. So, and I got some good points. Got pole as well. So, should be in good shape in the top 4.
Yeah, congrats on the P3, and we'll see you next week at the Glen.
Thanks, sir.
Alright, well, that's going to do it here from Las Vegas in the Xfinity Series.
Real quick for myself, so I'm assuming we'll ask him one question. I mean,
He's not in here.
Oh, he's not in here. Okay, sorry.
Nope. Yeah.
Yep.
But there you have it.
JoJo.
Hey, Eric with the win, myself second, and JoJo third. Gonna do it here from the Xfinity Series at Vegas for Slick, Sharp, and Shake up here in the booth, and JoJo and Eric in the party as well. We'll see you guys next week at the Glen. Right after this, you got the Cup Series at New Hampshire, so for the booth guys in here, we'll see you next time.
Thanks for coming out, guys. We'll call you.